One as Son would be a very small fraction. I want us to look at the book of Haggai. The book of Haggai, it is in the Old Testament. It is before Zechariah and after Zephaniah. Before Zechariah and after Zephaniah. I mean, it's between the two Z's. Zephaniah and Zechariah. That's where you find Haggai. Now, before we come to the really the book itself, chapter 1, verse 1, I want to bring some introductory remarks, which I don't know, maybe we may spend it today just on those introductory remarks, some comments on the overall, and what I'm thinking, or some thoughts that are borrowed. Some I'm thinking, others are borrowed, so that I can prepare ourselves, so that as we come to discuss the real material of Haggai, and I want us to participate. This will be an interactive Bible study. I want each one of us to participate. Maybe not today, but from tomorrow. I want us to participate. We will read a verse or two, and then we will discuss it. What do you feel? What do you feel here? Haggai was saying, and what is your view about this? So it will be an interactive study, because in this it will be a way of all of us studying, a way of all of us contributing. And when you say something and somebody says something different, it really gets you clear. What has been said? I want to say that in this world that we live right now, and particularly me, and I know all of us, maybe those small ones who are still very young, who may not have that, people like Dina, they may not be that category. But most of us, we have too many things that are competing for our time. I mean, there's just so much. There's pressure here. There's pressure here. You want to do this. You want to go this place. You want to say this too. You want to see it. I mean, there's just so much pressure around us. There is so much that is competing for our limited time. Until you find that you don't know what to do. And it's like everyone wants something from you. Yeah? Everyone wants something from you. This one wants some money to borrow money from. This one wants your time, wants you to listen. This wants you to visit him. This wants you to do this for her, for him. And you find that you are giving. I mean, there is so much pressure around you that so much is demanded from you, so that soon you find that there is very little left for you to give, even as you run out of strength and even time. You don't have the energy. You don't have the strength to do things anymore. You don't have any more time. These days, a day is reduced to 6 hours. I mean, the day breaks. Like, I go to sleep. Now, when I wake up, a lot of times I wake up exactly 3. I don't need an alarm. I just wake up. So, if I don't wake up to go and pray or so, and I continue sleep, I will sleep. Then I will wake up again at around 6 or 7. If I make a mistake of just sitting in the bed again, next time nikisikia sasa nitoke niamke, you find it is 89. It is too fast. It is too fast. So there are so many things until you find actually your body is tired. When you sleep, you don't want to wake up. There is so much, and when you wake up, you start moving from that moment you wake up. This one is calling you. This thing demands you to be there. This one wants you to handle. Like me, I am told there is somebody waiting for you here. I need to go to that town to attend to the bank manager. I need to go to see the lawyer. I need to go to the cyber to check something. I need to do this. I need to prepare for Bible discovery. You find you don't have time left for anything. You don't have energy. You are tired. You feel completely tired, and you end up running through life, and you are just on the run. You are moving from this to this. Time for resting is not there. You are not giving attention to maybe what you consider as very necessary. You are running in life, no resting. You are always moving and giving time to what you consider as necessary. You consider that as immediate, as something that I need to do immediately. You look at something that you think this is more urgent, let me go to do it. And so you have no rest, you have no stop. You are moving, you are even in the place of work. You need to do this, you need to do this, you need to attend to this. You find you are running in line. You are not stopping. There's no time for rest. This one is calling you. This one is asking you this. It becomes just so hectic for you that you find there is no time. And in your life, you start moving yourself. And what you pursue is in you what you consider as very necessary for your life, as very necessary for your survival, as very necessary for your family, as very necessary for your work. What you consider to be immediate. I have to do this immediately. This is needed immediately. Or what you consider urgent. This is very urgent. And so you move doing that. Those of you who have not gotten there, I envy you. But I'm sure you'll be getting there very soon. What has been said. Now, the important, what we could call as important in life. Remember, I have said we are following what we consider to be necessary. What to be what? Immediate. What we consider to be urgent. What we think is urgent. What we consider necessary, what we consider to be immediate, what we consider to be urgent, we follow those ones. This is very urgent. But let me tell you, what is urgent is not necessarily important. What is immediate does not necessarily mean it is important. Because it is all dependent. Yeah, it is all dependent. What you think is necessary or immediate is not necessarily important. But what is important is important. So, because of this, what is important is pushed back. Because we are pursuing what is necessary. If only I got this. If only this is necessary for me to do. This is immediate. I need to do this immediately. But then, what is important in your life? What makes it important? We are going to see that. What has been said. So, in this life as we move, what is the problem? Why is it that we cannot do what is right? And what is right is handling the important. Yeah. So what is the problem? Is it because we don't know how to schedule ourselves, to program ourselves, so that we can get the important before the necessary, the immediate, the urgent? Or is it because actually there is just too much for us that we cannot handle it? So that's why we are kind of confused to know what is important, what is necessary. One thing I can comment and say is this: if we in our lives, if God can help us be organized and know how to handle the important things first, even our life will be different. Wanasiasa. Sasa nipasa tu anasema amen, na hata yeye anasema ile chi. Ni kama anasema sasa nikumbusha ule mzee. Kulikuwa na mzee mmoja. Kulikuwa na mzee mmoja alipookoka alishika moto kabisa ya wokovu. Na sasa walikuwa na watoto wake sons ambao wanaenda church, lakini mambo ya wokovu hawataki, mambo ya kujazwa na roho, kupiga kelele amen hawapenda. Sasa wakamtembelea, wakaenda church, wakamwambia, sasa wewe baba, hii mambo ya shout hii amen hii baba si hataki. Usipige kelele. In fact, we want to promise you something. Want to promise you something. Yaani ukinyamaza tu mpaka ibada ishe, tutakununulia viatu. Kama hapo wana viatu. Ibada zile sana. Tutakununulia viatu mpya mzuri. Sasa sema sawa. Sitapika sitasema amen. Lakini sasa mzee, yani ndani moto iko ya kupenda. Upendo wa Mungu kabisa, anapenda kusifu. Sasa akaenda mtu mhubiri, akaanza kuhubiri, akihubiri sasa anataka kusema akakumbuka viatu niliambiwa viatu. Niliambiwa viatu. Sasa anazuia. Sasa anahubiri akawa akasema kweli, akasimama lakini sasa kuenda kushao akakumbuka viatu, akanyamaza, akakaa chini. Sasa mhubiri alipoendelea kuhubiri, mahubiri yakawa matamu sana. Sasa mzee hangeweza kujisukia, alisimama akasema, shoes or no shoes, Bwana asifiwe. Bwana asifiwe. So hapana kuogopa kusema amen. Hiyo hakuna restrictions. Bwana asifiwe sana. So what is the problem that we find ourselves so confused, kind of running in life without rest, and we are not accomplishing much? Because the most important things are not being done, and it's the most important things in life that actually will bring a difference in our lives. This is what we feel, or I feel. Maybe we have so much. Of course, there are instances where some people that have just too much, but still that's not a reason for you not to know or identify the most important. Or maybe our planning, scheduling or prioritizing our things. Well, it may be true that we don't do it right. But is it really the thing? The biggest problem I know is that we don't know the value of the things in life. So the issue has to do with our values. It's not just the urgent, it's not just the necessary, but how important are these things? If I have to do this, how important is it to? What is the value? Okay, it is true that maybe if I got a plot, it is important. But if already I have a plot, I have a house, and there is something else that I need to do that will transform my life, will add value to my life, it is there. But just because I need another plot, I leave this thing, or this may look like it's small, and I go to this plot. So what we are talking about here is the value. We don't know our values. What do I do to add value to my life? What do I do to add value to my ministry? What do I do to add value to my family? It's not always the necessary things that add value. It's not always the immediate things that will add value. But the important things, the most important things, add value to our lives. Hallelujah. Our values, we don't know what's valuable. What is going to add value to us? What is truly important to us? Whether it is to you as an individual, or whether it is a group, for example, a family, for example, a church like this, or even a cooperative society, or even chama cha wanawake. What is it that will add value, that will bring a difference, a transformation in this particular circumstance? So we need to look at what the value is. If you want to know what you value most, if you want to know what is important to you, then check how you spend your resources. How you spend your resources. What do you spend your resources most on? For example, then your time. How much time do you spend on what? How do you spend your time? On what? The thing that takes most of your time is what you think is more valuable to you. Second, your resources, your money. Where do you spend your money? Where do you put your money most? Where do you spend your income? Your income. Where do you spend, or to what you spend it most? Hallelujah. Where do you spend your strength? What do you spend your strength on? Where do you put your most energy in life? That is what in your view you value it. And then the question is, that which you are spending time on, is it most important in your life? There are people who spend a lot of time on things that are not valuable for their family. I know people who spend it in houses and they sit before a TV for the whole day. Even when you call them to do something that's more valuable than watching TV, they can't, because, or just runs out very quickly and comes back to sit before that box. There are people who spend time on gambling. Is it really valuable? Is it important? So, as you look through your life, where do you spend your time most? Who are you talking with? What are you talking about? Where do you spend your money most? There are people who spend money on gambling. There are people who spend money on maybe just going to games, watching games, or just eating. And they eat like the Americans. They eat, just keep eating. Yeah, whenever he gets money, she gets money. She doesn't think about anything else. Just thinks of eating. Going for chips, sausages, fish, chicken. So as she's as it starts before that machine where the chicken is so much salt, yeah, he will eat until he feels he's satisfied completely. Where do you spend your strength? Where do you spend your strength? Where you spend most of your strength, that's what you value. But then, is it the right value? Is it giving you the value for your time, for your strength? Is it important? That's what we are trying to say. Where do you spend your talents? There are people that have been talented so much, either in singing or just even giving counsel to somebody, or whatever it is that God has given you as a talent, as a gift. But how do you use that gift? How do you use that gift? Singers who are supposed to be singing in the church, praising and worshiping God, they have taken their talent. Of course, they are using it, but they are not using it valuably. They are using it for their own benefit, just to make themselves celebrities. But it doesn't add value to them. So, that is very important. Too many times, our actions actually betray our words, and especially we Christians. Too many times, our actions betray our words. For example, I can say, I love God with all my heart. God is number one in my life. He is everything to me. In fact, there is nothing that I have more than I love my God. He is number one in my life. I will give up everything for Him. Isn't it? We say so. But yet, our actions are actually telling another story altogether. Okay, if really God was number one, and it means so much, because on Sundays, if I think I will try this Sunday. I'm not doing it. You go out, I'll do it on Sunday. Now, but how many are here now? How many will be here tomorrow? I will do it on Sunday. Wangapi wanapenda Mungu sana? Wangapi wanasema God, Jesus is number one in their lives, and there is nobody else who they love like they love God, and you will see. But they are not here. Why? Their actions are betraying their words. And so I'm saying so that we also who are here will not fall victims while you are here. Bwana asifiwe sana. Hata kama wewe ni circumstantial tu kwa hapa. Tunajua wewe. Huko tu ndani ya wale wanapenda. Na usirudi nyuma. Bwana asifiwe sana. Yeah. So what we are saying is that we need actually to know what we mean, what we say, and what we mean. We say that we love God. Let's love God. Isaiah writes and says that these people, they love me with their lips, but their hearts are far away from me. This cannot be the case. That's when we say we love God, we love God. Let our actions prove our words. Rather, let me put it this way. Let our actions and our words work together. Let them be companions. Let them say, let us say what we mean and mean what we say. But as we say, hallelujah.
Amen.
This is where we find Haggai. In fact, Haggai finds the Jews, the Israelites, in this circumstance. They say they love God, yet they are not doing what represents what they are saying. Yeah? We see him calling on people to get their priorities right. He's appealing to the people. Yeah? Because they claim God is their God, the God of their fathers. Yeah, they claim they love him. But yet, whatever they are doing is not going together with what they are saying. Brother Shwesa. For him, that is for Haggai. Haggai, it was clear in his mind what was the priority, what was important to him. And actually, he also knew what he needs to do. Brother Shwesa. He knew what he needs to do. He needs what these people need to do. And so he's challenging God's people, he's challenging the Israelites, yeah, to respond to what he knows and what he understands to be. So he's appealing to them. You know, the whole of Haggai is appealing to people to get back to work, to rebuild the temple. He's calling the people to rebuild the temple, because that Haggai is all about rebuilding the temple. When we start looking at verse by verse, we will understand more clearly. But here I'm just bringing I'm laying the ground so that as we come to study the word, we will be understanding what we are saying. In the year 586 BC, the armies of Babylon attacked Jerusalem. They destroyed the city and they also destroyed the temple. The temple is representative of God's house, where God is housed, and it represents the presence of God amongst the Israelites. So that was like the house of God among the Israelites. Of course, every family ilikuwa na nyumba yake, lakini Mungu kama Mungu wao pia alikuwa na nyumba yake ambaye ni hekalu, the temple. Yeah? And in 538, King Cyrus of Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar was the one who sent the armies to destroy. But here is a different king, a newer king, who had taken, I think it should be the second one to Nebuchadnezzar. So he made a decree releasing or allowing the Jews who are in Babylon, who are willing to go back to Jerusalem, so that they can rebuild the temple. He gave them a freedom. Those who are willing, you can go. These are the people who went back with Ezra. And when they went back, they started rebuilding the temple. Yeah, but when they got somewhere because of the discouragement, like what we were reading yesterday, Sanballat and Tobias and all those. But of course, they were not those ones. Because these ones are in the time of Nehemiah. But there are other enemies, the enemies of the Israelites, the enemies of God. They taunted them. They discouraged them. They rebuked them. they laughed at them. And because of this, these people are discouraged. They lost their morale. And they lost their strength. They were discouraged. So they were slowed down until actually it is stopped. They lost their priority. Because when they came back, their priority was to rebuild the temple. And when they came, the passion, the enthusiasm, just like we saw yesterday with Nehemiah, they really built up. But of course, those enemies came taunting them and laughing at them and saying all those things and abusing them and all that. They faced a lot of opposition. And because of that, the world came to a standstill. When you read in Ezra, chapter 4, verse 4 to 5, you will find actually people gave up. You remember yesterday when we read about in Nehemiah, people also got discouraged. They got tired. They said, there is so much rubbish to remove, yet we are still to remove and rebuild. They were tired. But Nehemiah, with the wisdom of God, encouraged them. Here, maybe Haggai was not near. And Zerubbabel and who else is this man? Jehoshaphat. They didn't encourage me. So the people came up, and that's when, after quite a long time, almost 10 years, about 10 years, that's when Haggai came up and started speaking to the people, reminding them of God's values, challenging them. Why are you living in luxurious houses? He's telling them, you people, you are living in very luxurious houses, beautiful houses, panel, warm, they're nice, they look beautiful, you are beautified them. While the house of the Lord lies in ruins. This one, when we come to today, we will see it when we go verse by verse. So he's challenging them. In fact, what he's telling them, you have gotten your priorities wrong. The priority is the house of God. Building houses for yourself is not bad. It is necessary. Yeah, it is necessary. Maybe it is immediate, maybe it's urgent, but that's not important. That's not a priority. You have gotten your priorities wrong. What needed to be first priority, you have put it priority number 3, number 4. And that happens to us also in our time. Ourselves, we get priorities wrong. We take God's things, God's work, and put it far behind. God has spoken to you and said that this is what I want you to do. Yet, of course, you don't say, I will not do it. But you put it much far behind. You bring your own things, what you think are urgent, what you think it is immediate, what you think it is necessary, you bring it close. You start working on that. And this is what Haggai is saying in these people. He's saying that you are busy. You are busy. You are more concerned with your own needs than with the doing God's will. Many times we know God's will, but we don't give it the priority. We give priority to our own things, our own smartness, our own safety, our own beauty, our own families, our own comfort. We give them priority rather than giving to God's will priority. When we do God's will, we have almost done our things. Because when God himself decides to do what he wants done to, or what he has purposed for us, nobody can stand in the way. Nobody can stop it. When God purposes to bless you, nobody can stand in the way. You will be blessed. Ati anapo Mungu anakufanya anaposema atakubariki, hakuna anayeweza pinga. Hakuna anayeweza kuzuia, utabarikiwa. Lakini naye lazima ufanye mapenzi yake kwanza. Your life, it is not your family. As much as your family is necessary, it's meaningful, it's important. But when it comes to God's will and your family, God's will comes first. God's will comes first. As much as your comfort is necessary, but God's will is more important, it's more valuable. It adds more value to you than anything else. Hallelujah. Amen. So, and God's message that came to these people through Haggai, it became now a catalyst. Iliwakoroga mpaka wakaanza kulijenga tena hekalu la Bwana. It became a catalyst for these people to complete the rebuilding of the house of God in Jerusalem. In this, as he spoke to them, they got the message, because he was telling this is a message from God. It's not just me. As we will read, you will see God speaking and saying, these people think, or they say, it's not yet time to rebuild the house of God. It's not yet time. Who told them? And who told them that it is time for them to build their own houses? So he challenged them, and they rose and they rebuilt the house of God and they completed it. Now, this book of Haggai is only 2 chapters. It's a very small book. Yet, it is filled with challenges. There are challenges, and also God has put in promises to us, as much as it was to the Israelites during that time. He reminded them, and he reminds us of God's plan over our lives and our priorities. God cares what you do. God cares about what you do. God cares about your priorities. God cares about your life. Because God is not a selfish person that he just wants you to serve him and does not care about you. God cares about you. In fact, when you serve him, you are actually making better your life. So, he's not selfish. As much as he's thinking about his will, he's thinking much more about your life. As you read Haggai, you can visualize the prophet. You can visualize the prophet walking up and down in Jerusalem, the streets of Jerusalem, the corridors of the city of Jerusalem, walking and speaking to the people, talking to the people, urging the people to go back to doing God's work. And I represent Haggai. I don't know what it is that God has spoken to you in your life, that he has given you as his will for you. I am urging you, search your heart, search your life, seek from God, ask him, what is it that you have given me as your will for me? What is it that you want me to do? Make it a priority. Make it a priority. priority number one. As you listen to me speaking, like the Israelites listened to Haggai speaking to them, as you listen to me speaking to you, urging you, I ask you to reorder your priorities. Search your heart. Search your connection, your relationship with God. Seek to know His will for you in accordance with His will. Put everything else aside and obey Him to do His will. So friends, I'm laying this farm so that as we come to the study of the word, it is, I don't know whether we may not finish it, but at least we will do as much as we can. But what I want us to realize is that as we live, as we go through life, there are many things that are competing for our time. There are many things that want us to focus on them. But we need to examine and judge. Are those things important? Are they of value? They may be very urgent, but are they important? They may be very necessary, but are they important? They may need an immediate attention, but are they important? Will they add value to your life, to your family, to your church? Will they add value? Will they make a difference in your life? Particularly for eternity. Anything that can add value to your eternity, it is most important than anything else. That should have a priority. Other things may be necessary, other things may be urgent, but are they really important to you? So, because of time, I will not start on the study of the book. I've finished my comments, but tomorrow we will start looking, and if possible, please go and read. These are just two chapters. Even if you don't read all the 2 chapters, just read chapter 1. Read chapter 1 thoroughly before you come in the evening. So that, because it will be an interactive, I would want to hear what you think about what Haggai is saying, and even the response of the people, and even you yourself. What do you think about it? If you were in the state of these people, what would have been your response? If you were the one who was Haggai, what would you say? How would you handle it? How would you go about it? So it will be just all of us. That's why we are calling it a Bible discovery. We want to discover. So I will stop there. And when you come, please make sure that you will have read. Even if you will not have read the whole 2 chapters, please read the whole of chapter 1. I'm not saying we will cover chapter 1 tomorrow, but we will go as far as we will be able to go. And I know we will learn a lot from them. Any question? By the way, you are welcome. You are allowed to ask questions. Even tomorrow, you are allowed to ask questions. Amen? So, any question? I miss my mind. Mind and not talking as well. Adoche. Asante, sasa tusimame tuombe.